Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Confessions. Everyone wants to confess, but not everyone wants to hear them. Today, I am joined by one of your favourite guests that comes on the podcast all the time. And it's always easy to get on the podcast because she is a fan of the sexy confessions that I do on this podcast. It is the wonderful Mish Wittrup. Welcome back.
I have been here more than once.
More than once. And, of course, someone that's a little bit harder to get on the podcast. He's been on once before, though, and that was a surprise to him just before when I mentioned it. It is the wonderful Sammy J. Welcome.
Hey, what an absolute grill I am. The prodigal son of confessions. I think I was here last for episode 87.
87,
half a decade ago. And you've been so beautiful in inviting me. Probably it's an annual tradition. Some people send Christmas cards.
Yep.
You send me an invitation. To appear, and I say, you know what? I'm going to die from being overworked and I haven't seen my children in weeks. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
And then the first window arose where my children were both at school.
Yep.
And that is this moment. And the first thing I did was contact you.
That's so sweet.
Can
Isn't
I
that
cash
lovely?
in that invitation?
Can I cash in? That's huge. That's such a lovely thing to do because, you can, a podcaster forever. That's what I always say. Podcaster forever. You can just come and go whenever you please.
Aww.
Sammy J, you're always welcome here. Open invite. I've always got a third chair just in case.
Yeah, okay, that's my chair.
That's your chair.
But because of the framing, because you're filming, I have to be next to
There's
Mish.
someone just sitting there just waiting. It's Kirsty Weebeck all the time sitting there waiting to be called in. She couldn't make it on today. She's been bumped again.
Oh, no.
Now, the first time you were on, so the only time that you were on.
Okay.
Can we all... I'll stop having a go
I
at you
know
in a
Mish is
second.
a long time. Everyone loves her. No one knows who I am. I get it, but I'm trying my best.
It's true, Sammy J. Everyone knows me and no one knows who you are.
Oh, brutal from Mish. But you are...
We're going to throw out the honesty.
Yeah.
In the podcast community, you're all young and cool.
Yeah.
I'm like old man Jay wandering in like, I remember.
Old man Jay.
My first gig, I didn't even have a mobile phone. That's not even a joke. Did not have a mobile phone.
Sammy, I don't know you very well, but no one has ever referred to you as old man J.
Okay, here's old
I
man
don't know
Jay
you very
emailing me.
well, but that actually means a lot to me.
It's going to start tearing up in a second.
You tell yourself stories, don't you, about what
Yeah.
other people say about you. I
Old
assumed
man
old
Jay.
man Jay was right up there.
Well, do you ever like Reddit yourself or Google yourself?
No.
Oh, wow.
I like Google because it's like business in terms of, but no, I certainly don't go seeking it out.
Are you the one Googling Sammy J net worth?
I'm the one Googling Sammy J to see how many other Sammy Js have popped up. There's now like 4 of us.
Yeah.
You and I have a bond beyond just having known each other for like 20 years.
Sammy was the first comedian I ever met.
What?
Yep.
Sammy J was the first comedian. I reckon.
Let's tell Mish about Tom Coglin's birthday.
my God,
party.
Todd Coughlin's birthday party, his 21st birthday party.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know how old I would have been then, but I was very young at that party. I shouldn't have been at the 21st. I wasn't even invited. I just rocked up because I saw Sammy walking.
Sorry, can we just do the maths rather than leaving a question unanswered? The year would have been 2004 because I'm the same
2004.
age as Tom. We both turned 21 that year. When were you born, Sam?
I was born in 1991.
Let's do the maths, Mish.
Mish, go. 13.
13.
13. I was 13 years old, 13 years young. And my mum was like, Sammy J is a comedian. Sammy P wants to be a comedian. Let's make this happen.
And we were like set up, like we were on the back deck.
Let's make
it was
this
in
happen.
Beaumaris, wasn't it?
Beaumaris, yeah.
And you were brought out.
Let's dox him. Give out the address. Dox the Coglins.
And you were introduced to me.
Yeah. And such an awkward conversation for
remember
you.
this?
I genuinely
Can you
remember it.
remember
Yeah. But it was such an awkward conversation for you to have to go through that, me asking you questions
No,
about
because-
what is a microphone?
Sammy P, 2004 was 1 year after I started comedy. So the idea that anyone would have wanted to meet me
Was it
was
really?
like thrilling.
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. That same year, so I was, just obsessed with comedy and wanted. So Sammy J went to go and see him at the comedy festival. Mum took me to go and see you, Judith Lucy, Fiona Lachlan in that same year, and then we kept going and seeing your shows every year. And my friends and I would go to Sammy J just love.
Yeah.
Well, we're still Sammy. I'm not saying
no.
this
Old man J.
Old man J, since he doesn't come on the podcast regularly. He's out. But love Sammy, and Sammy was very sweet that day and really nice. And then we took him and we went and saw a wonderful show you did with Rainey. You sang a great song called Fuck You Disney.
Fuck you, Disney. Forest of Dreams.
Forest of Dreams. Wonderful show. And I, always just looked up to comedians so much. And Sammy J, I couldn't believe I met him. My friend told me that year as well that they saw Judith Lucy walk down the steps of Town Hall, and I didn't believe him. I was like, Judith Lucy doesn't just walk down the steps of Town Hall.
One
She
does not
floats.
simply descend onto Swanston Street.
And I told my big confession was when I was about, I think, probably about 10 years old, I wrote a letter to Channel 10 to say that Judith Lucy needs her own TV show. And I wrote out ideas. And one of them was just she works in a supermarket. And I told Judith that a while ago as well. That was my confession to her. And I had the letter from Channel 10 that was the sweetest person. Because can you imagine getting that letter, like you at the birthday party on the 21st, going, talk to this person for a little bit.
So lovely.
mate.
Yeah.
What was your meet cute with Sammy P?
I met him in the old studios foyer when he'd asked me to do this podcast.
Yeah. Not as good of a story.
No, it's good because what it means
Right.
is your actual meeting is recorded and available. Like
Yeah.
it's very
Oh, that's
rare that
true.
the first time you
Sparks were flying live.
So is ours.
Yeah, I met you in the new stupid old
Oh,
foyer.
yeah, right here.
Lovely.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Really. I will say though, I did meet Sammy that way, but I'm pretty sure the second or third time I ever saw Sammy, like the first couple of times I would have been doing pod, we were friendly, but we weren't where we are now, which is wildly in love.
Wildly in love.
Wildly in love. But I've been with my partner for 3 years, and I think we'd probably been together
this
for
is
maybe
good.
yeah,
This is good.
We'd probably been together for maybe a couple of weeks. Now,
Mish.
don't put assumptions on me here.
I'm not doing a
But
thing.
we've probably been together for about
He hasn't
2
moved,
weeks.
Mish, please.
Sammy, shut the fuck up and let me
goodness.
talk.
Wow. Sammy J, I'm so sorry.
Gosh.
Old man Jay will not be back.
Old man Jay,
lost my manners. I didn't know the kids just prefer constant interruptions these days.
you just need to check yourself.
Okay.
Anyway, I'd probably been with my partner for 2 weeks or something, and he spent the night at my house for the first time. That's what I mean by assumptions, okay? It was a bit slutty, but that's fine.
2 weeks is a long time.
It was actually fine.
Yeah.
It was also the first, we'd been speaking for 6 weeks. I don't know why I'm justifying this. I'm allowed to sleep with my partner.
You seem very intimidated by Sammy J.
Is that what it is? It old Puritan Sammy J? Is that the actual?
That's what I've heard.
He can't handle the idea of sex outside wedlock.
That's what I've
Just
heard,
go-
Sammy.
His
I'm
monocle
sorry.
is off and he is ready to rumble.
Anyway, we were down. It was early morning. It was 8:30 or something like that, and he was heading off. And the street, I lived on a side street, sort of. And so I walked him down so he could go to his car, and we shared a little pash. And no one had met him. I'd only just been talking to him for a couple of weeks. So we're having a little pash outside my apartment building. And Sammy P turns around
Because I
the
pod
corner.
early. Let's say that. I pod early.
With his coffee, just going for a walk, and he goes, "Hello, Mish." And I was just like, "Oh, hi, Sammy."
This is post pash.
Post-pash.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pre any of my friends meeting him, anything. I'd literally just, and I was so awkward about it. My partner and I still talk about it every night at dinner.
every night.
But no, I was really oh my God, hi. I pushed him off me and was
Yeah.
oh my God, hi, Sammy. Wow, this is Matt.
Wow.
He's I don't know,
Wow.
friend. I don't know.
I don't know. What are we calling it? What are we calling it?
It was
What are we
so
calling it?
uncomfortable. But then and then I think I messaged you and was like,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry that was weird. And Sammy was just like, it wasn't weird. Let's just drop it. And I brought it up. This is the first time I brought it up.
And we're still
in,
talking about it.
a
We're still
while.
talking about it.
But
It's
yeah,
great.
and I think that's what kicked off a friendship between you and me.
It absolutely did. Isn't that beautiful?
Can I confess something?
Of course.
At
You were
some
there
point, I was that man. Yeah, 2
I am
weeks,
your
yes.
boyfriend of 3 years.
You didn't see old man Jay there.
No, that was Young Stallion. So seriously, during that story, a few times you referred to Sammy, Sammy P. And I thought, what a stupid name, Sammy. Actually, because I rarely hear it being spoken about in that way when it's not directed to me. And in that
sure.
moment, I realized with sudden clarity for the first proper time that we've both got a very stupid name.
Yeah.
And is it time we moved on from
I
it?
think so. I find it awkward to correct people now.
It's
Yeah.
a dog name.
Or a game, or cheap game show host.
Yes.
When I to be
very
clear,
cheap.
When I say dog, I mean woof woof dog.
Yeah, you
not
know.
like you're a dog.
Yeah. You're not calling us both dogs.
Yeah.
I
yet.
Pop your manners back in, Mish.
Sorry about that. Sammy J's rubbing off on
Sammy
me.
J will never
I
come
know.
back.
Oh, I'm staying. I will
Here to stay.
outlast you all.
But that would have been an awkward conversation to have with me at a 21st birthday party. You were on not long after that, Let Loose Live. There were some shows that you were doing at that time, and I was going to my friends, this guy, he's huge. He's very fast. And 1 year in, that must have been so hard to give advice on comedy.
Well, I mean, particularly when Let Loose Live was your calling card.
Yeah.
Mish, I assume you're familiar with the great work of art that was Let Loose Live.
Look,
2005, Channel 7 decided to reboot a version of Full Frontal or Fast Forward, the great sketch shows from the 90s, with some of the very talented stars and things, but it was just under pressure of the network, one of those situations where and it happens time and time again, it's cyclical, but
Tell us all the time myself.
yeah.
of course.
But Channel 7 just wanted big budget parodies of their existing shows.
Yeah.
So they wanted a Lost parody. And the writers were like, well, what if it's not funny? I don't care. Build a plane. Have a jungle. And so that
Have a jungle.
And it was live to air And it was meant to be the idea that you could do anything could happen. It's wild. But of course,
yeah.
I was the new kid. I had an auto cue and I knew that if I fucked up, I was fired. So
Yeah.
it was forced spontaneity. And it lasted 2 weeks. And
2
it remains
weeks.
to this
I'm sorry to
day,
keep
I
bringing
think,
it
the
up.
shortest television series in Australian TV
really?
history. Because Guy
Really?
Sebastian was going to be the guest host of episode 3 and he got spectacularly and dramatically turned away at the airport because he got the call saying your services are no longer required.
Because you had, was it Colin Lane?
Colin Lane,
Michael
Dave
Veitch.
O'Neill, Michael Veitch, Peter Moon, Kate
Huge cast.
McLennan
Vegan
and I were the
people.
two
Yeah.
new ones.
Yeah.
And that was lovely. It was awesome in terms of hanging out and meeting,
Yeah.
but it was also the best possible showbiz lesson because I thought it was going to be my making.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to have more than just Sammy P coming up to me at
Yep.
Tom's party next
Yep.
year. I'm going to have like 7 other people from Bo Morris.
Yeah.
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 If I've learned genuinely, this is just me being incredibly genuine here.
You can.
If I've learned anything in doing comedy for the last 7 years, it's that emails don't mean anything. Like if you get an email with an offer, it doesn't mean shit.
Oh, sure.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did that make sense?
That
You
makes
guys looked at
sense.
each
Yeah,
other
yeah,
like, stupid bitch. No, I'm being serious. Like,
That's not my stupid bitch face. You will see my stupid bitch face before this episode is out, Mish.
no, but I
Mark
just
my
mean that like
words.
it doesn't like the amount of times I've gotten an email, it's like, hey, we're interested in talking to you about this.
Sure.
I then within 3 seconds, I have built the next 10 years of my life around that
yeah.
thing, and it has ruined me.
But it's the slow, experience is the slow erosion of hope
Yeah.
when those
Yeah.
things arrive.
yeah.
Great name for a show. Slow erosion of
Erosion of
hope.
Hope, yep.
Showbiz, baby. Look
Yeah.
it up. But that is the hard thing as well. As soon as Sammy messaged me to say could do this podcast, I emailed right back. Going, I'm going to
you were
put this in
prompt.
right now.
You were prompt.
Always prompt. I can't switch off.
You are the most organized and prompt responder.
Yeah, I'm prompt.
Yeah, you're incredibly prompt.
Yeah, I do the annoying thing as well of telling people like on the way here, didn't respond to Mish's email. I texted her to tell her that I will respond to it.
Yeah.
Got it a few hours
It's
ago.
like,
No,
no, I have nothing to say.
oh, well, I like the noise.
I just went,
No, see, I've had a revelation recently because I'm like someone who's never happy unless the inbox is clear because I think
right.
similar brains, got a
Yeah.
response straight away. And
Or
it's-
delete it out.
Yeah, but someone's like, all you're doing is creating more problems. If you respond quickly, people learn that you're a quick responder, and then they keep.
like a
So you're not
seagull
like
in a ship.
sorting things out. You're creating bigger problems by being that responsive. You got to take control, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Step up.
Okay, I'm gonna
More Sammy P
rethink.
time.
there is no type of person more in the world that I love than people who take longer than between 24 and 48 hours to write back to me, because then that gives me the leeway to do the same.
Yes.
Right.
It's
That-
permission.
I love them. I love them. I'm currently in that kind of conversation right now with I was about to say and then realized I'm being recorded and I cannot, but I'm in that with right now. I haven't written back for a day and a half,
Wow.
but it's fine because it
Yeah.
took them 2 days.
What about
Yeah,
someone
great.
who you catch up with them for like coffee or lunch, and then they cancel on you? Isn't that the greatest thing ever?
That's
though?
amazing. I love that.
It's like a
feeling.
gift of, like I've done that to people just 'cause I know they'll love it.
Yeah.
And they just cancel going, no, you're welcome.
There's some
Have the day
people that
yourself.
don't love it though. There's some people that don't love it.
No,
I
no,
love
no.
it.
I
When,
love
when
it.
someone as long as they're not messaging you when you're at the venue.
No,
I'm
give
not
them
gonna
an
make
hour and a half notice.
Hour and a half. Yeah.
Hour and a half
So
is
nice.
right, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking then, like,
The right
I care
amount of
if I'm in my car on the way there, I care.
It's annoying.
Because I had to put on
A lip.
panties.
You put
I had to
on
put on
what?
panties and a lip.
Panties and a blouse,
Yeah,
if you will.
and a blouse, if you will.
will.
Whereas if you told me an hour and a half ago, I could still be naked and
Yes.
lipless.
Yeah. No lip.
And no lip.
Good name for a podcast.
Naked and lipless.
Coming up with so many ideas
Yeah,
just
this
before
is
we
great.
started
Are you
this.
running these down? We're recording it.
We're professionals. We
This
just
is a
keep going.
workshop. Yeah, this isn't a podcast.
This is all work.
Just shitting all over my last episode. Man.
Now, we do have some wonderful Reddit confessions on the podcast today. But before we get into that, because I don't fucking care, I'll do podcasts in the morning, 8:30 a.m., see my friend Smooch. I will do plugs up top.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a fuck.
Mish,
He's changed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember when he was a
No,
nice
I-
13-year-old boy.
I'm coming up at the 21st.
Yeah.
I like this Sammy. This Sammy's cool.
Oh, I just had it again.
I'm
Sammy.
smoking.
What a stupid name. Yeah.
Mish Wittrup, you're doing a show at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. So if you're in Melbourne, go and see Butterfingers, but also you'll be doing it around. You'll be doing it around.
I am. I just got announced at Sydney Comedy Festival, so I can now say, because for a while there, I was so scared that they'd be like, absolutely not. I don't know why. Like, I've done everything I need to do to get there. But yeah, so I'm going to be at Sydney Comedy Festival as well. And don't ask me the dates, but they're on the website.
Yeah, I won't ask you the dates.
Thank you so much.
But, best newcomer nominee last year, Mish Wittrup, first year of doing a solo show at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
Wonderful, exciting. Soy Fat White was absolutely incredible. I saw a preview of Butterfingers the other day and it was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it was a bit shabby.
But that was
bit
the good
shabby.
thing as well. It
Yeah.
was fun. It was fun.
It was fun. So Butterfingers is happening at Melbourne International Comedy Festival,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to do Soy Fat White at Sydney Comedy Festival this year, April.
Great.
Well, not next
Gosh.
year. Next year I'll probably retire.
You're doing that thing, and I have so much respect for you having to have 2 shows in your head at once.
I'm very
yeah.
scared. I didn't think about that when I agreed.
Yeah.
No, I think it's good. I think because it means well, in my experience, you appreciate the other show straight away.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah,
bounce
that's
between the
true.
two, and anything you
100%.
don't enjoy, like, well, at least I don't have to do that one and this one. And
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're very different, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sammy J, you are coming back to. Oh, you're doing a tour this
I'm
year.
doing a full tour.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons that I have time to do this podcast is because I put a bullet in my weekly sketch that I've been doing for the last 5 years
Yep.
for ABC.
Yep. Was that your Mark Humphries?
Ah, damn you. No.
That was Mark Humphries.
It was Mark Humphries doing it.
But you always turn
But
up.
I got credit and I got paid. So it was a fantastic arrangement. And so I sort of got to the point where I felt like, largely doing this, was heading towards doing the same thing. I don't think I got to the point of it being terrible, but
Yeah.
I could see on the wall that I might start just becoming,
Sure.
dull and not excited myself. So I'm
Old Man J.
Old Man Jay, exactly. And it wasn't a sound financial decision, but I decided to end it there. And hence I am happier and have time to come here. And in order to make up for the financial hole that I left in my life, I am doing a tour to say goodbye to all the characters, and it's called Good Hustle. And so it's
You're doing all the festivals?
no, I'm doing all the cities, but
Yep.
some of them. So comedy festival starting in Melbourne,
Yep.
and then off to Sydney and Perth and Adelaide and Hobart, and now I'm going to forget something, and they'll all be very Brisbane, of course, and I
Brisbane,
think
of
Darwin
course.
might be knocking on the door as well. Oh, Canberra is another one. that I'm
Canberra.
going to.
Yep. Huge.
So
Perth.
it'll be fun.
Excellent. That's a great title.
That's a great title.
Oh, thank you.
Good Hustle is like such a good title for like a
Oh.
send off to something.
Yeah, I love that.
And the government coach is one of my characters who sort of has been inserting himself into real world politics for the last 5 years. So I was there when Malcolm Turnbull went down as Prime Minister, and I was like, literally the first thing Scott Morrison saw as Prime Minister was me as the coach going, "Oh, good on you, mate," as he walked out of the party room. And the last thing he saw when he called the election at Government House last year was me like cheering him on at the gate. So I like to think somewhere in his little back of his little psyche, I'm just haunting him still.
Yeah, good.
The ghost of Old Man J.
So it'll be fun, and you should come along if that's your sort of thing.
Oh, and it is my sort of thing. I know about that.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
see
it
Mish Wittrup's my kind of thing as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Great plug.
It's almost like you only invite people onto the podcast for
that I like.
that thing.
That's weird.
Very on brand. Now, I have found 4 wonderful people on reddit.com, a wonderful website. Are you a regular Reddit user? Sammy?
No, I trawl it for stories for radio sometimes.
Yeah,
but
sure,
Try
yeah,
and
yeah.
stay away.
Try and stay away.
Just
yeah.
write the occasional confession and lay it in there.
Put it in,
one day
hoping
you'll
I'll
read
find it. Yeah. Well, I've found 4 beautiful confessions from 4 wonderful people, and we're going to solve these problems and give advice to these wonderful people. Because we've got the first confession today that comes from gorgeous Michelle. Michelle confesses, "I'm not a psycho, so don't get the wrong idea."
Oh, well, this isn't me.
You are a psycho and get the wrong idea.
Yeah, exactly. I am a psycho, and I hope you've got the wrong idea about me.
I didn't like this guy, Michael, who my best friend Clara has started dating. That's hard, isn't it, when your best friends start dating and you don't like them? I won't ask you a question if you've ever had that experience. Give out names.
Yep.
Call in.
Sure.
I've never really liked the kinds of people she's ended up with, if I'm honest. They don't really sit well with me.
Okay.
I know they don't all have to, but some effort would be nice, thanks, gentlemen. Don't know if she's talking to Reddit,
Yeah.
like as if the men are reading or...
Already, though, it's kind of like you haven't liked any of them. So let's just, I don't know, shoot
Where's
and
the
shit
problem?
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's say there's 6.
Sure.
That's too many for you to hate all of them. Where's the problem?
Yeah, I think it's Michelle.
Already, I think Michelle's a fucking idiot.
Bit of... Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, if we can go-
Explosive.
yeah.
I am there.
For the purpose of conflict, I will side with Michelle until proven otherwise.
I'm just saying that Michelle's got to do something now
Yeah.
to
Oh, and-
prove to me, other than having a fucking sick bitch name.
Yeah, it's a good name.
She's got to
Strong
do
name.
something to prove to me that she's not a piece of shit.
Yeah,
So-
sure. Yeah. Well, Sammy's holding out.
Yeah, no, I'm just one of those guys who doesn't want to rush to judgment.
Okay.
Whatever. No time for it.
Yeah. It's nice up there on your bloody high horse, mate. Jesus Christ.
Try and give people the benefit of the doubt. That's all. Like,
A lot of people
what a
blame...
stupid bitch. You hear that? A lot of people.
Why don't you just say many? Why don't you just say
Man,
many?
keep it tight,
fucking
Michelle.
idiot?
Shit.
I don't know. They all just seem a bit so-so. That's what you're saying.
So.
A lot of people blame their poor choice of men on their parents. I've never heard that.
No.
I've dated some of the worst people ever.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Never once have I turned to my mother and been like, "You're a fucking bitch."
How dare
you?
For my poor choice of men.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. A lot of people blame their poor choice of men on their parents, but I haven't met Clara's parents, so I can't really comment.
Well, don't bring it up.
Don't bring it up.
Yeah.
It's a
Just a backspace.
Non-event.
Red pen through that. You
Yeah,
don't
that
need
one was a
bit.
real easy edit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real quick one. Kill your babies. There you go. Off you go. That one's done.
Kill your darlings, not your babies.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right. Anyway, that's just a word for everyone out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Clara and Michael decided to move in together at some point.
As is their right.
As
Michelle.
is their right. Now, Sammy J, where do you think a confession like this could be going?
Well, I feel like often people confess to grandstand, so I feel like she's potentially going to come out and say effectively, I told you so.
Sure. Okay.
I feel like something's going to go
that.
horribly wrong.
Yep.
Or she's going to discover a secret, for example. You know, maybe Michael's doing the dirty with a friend.
Yeah.
Or if we want to go the unexpected route, perhaps Michelle is going to, hook up with Michael, and now she's wanting to know.
Now
why is
you're
it always-
thinking like a regular
Yeah.
confessions.
And she's going to blame Clara's parents for her choices.
Contestant. Mish just called your contestant on the podcast.
I hope you realise that I'm here to win.
There is no pointing system, I will tell you. There's no point system here.
Shit.
All right, so this is what happens. No one ran that little idea by me. So they're moving in together. No one ran that little idea by me. I don't think you should.
Cameras. She going to put cameras in their place?
No, she didn't.
Oh,
but
fuck.
that would be amazing.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
I was there. Okay.
I was so annoyed because I always thought of him as a bit of a player, even though she told me time and time again that he's one of the good guys and blah, 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 not interested. That's all in caps. That's why I read it like that.
Maybe if you'd kept listening, you wouldn't hate him. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's one
had
of
a
the good guys.
conversation.
Actually, he blah, 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 blah. It's like, don't stop listening at that point.
Yeah. So what did I do? Well, one time I was over at Michael's with Clara for drinks. So Michael's even invited her over, even though she's going, not interested, blah, blah, blah. She's over for drinks. And they were telling me of the places they were looking at together. So they haven't moved in yet, but they're looking for places.
Just chat.
I'm just an interpreter for Reddit people now. That's
Appreciate
my
it.
life.
Thank you.
I went into the bathroom. Okay. This is
Okay.
okay. See how you feel after this. I went into the bathroom and dropped a necklace on the ground.
I mean, we've all been there.
We've all done that. Yeah. Tell me something I haven't done today.
Shock me, Sammy. Like so far, nothing.
I brought it with me, knowing this would happen. When Clara went into the bathroom 34 minutes later, all hell broke loose. She came out asking whose necklace this was, and he said he had no idea and kept talking to me about gaming or some else shit like
Goodness.
Some else shit.
some else shit like that. Now, 34 minutes later, some else shit like that. So he's talking about gaming or some else shit like that. I love how she
Yeah,
talks.
that's the best. Some else shit like
Some else shit like that. But also, he's so some else shit like that. He doesn't even know what she's talking about. So he continues talking because he's not a guilty man.
No, he's clean conscience.
Talking about gaming or some else shit.
one of the
like
good
that.
ones.
He's one of the good ones. She came out asking whose necklace. Oh, I'm not going to do that again. Of course, he protested his innocence. Clara asked me if I wanted to go, and we did. We went out for drinks, and I finally got the time with Clara that I wanted. Now they're going through a really rough patch, and Clara is so sad. He just won't admit it. Can I tell her it was me? I don't know how to do it. I don't want Michael to find out what I did either. R-E. That's how it ends. Now,
Oh my God.
this is huge. This is huge. Now, Sammy J, some else shit like that happened. What do you do? I ask every guest this. I speak very well. It's like Richard Feidler over here.
Yeah.
Some else shit like that?
No, this is really, it's tricky for me. My wife found a necklace in our bathroom last week and has been accusing me of...
Well, did you go into the bathroom 34 minutes later?
Yeah.
Wow, this is huge.
No, this is like, well, to answer Michelle's question, does she want to be friends with Clara or not?
Yeah.
And what quality of friendship does she want to have? Because the latter, she is already fucking fucked
Yeah,
right off.
fucked
There is
right
no
off.
quality
No.
to this friendship. It's
No, not at all.
held up by scaffolding.
Yeah.
If she wants to confess, she might feel better about herself, but she'll lose a friend.
Yeah.
However, Mish, it's the only option because what a sick dog act.
What a sick dog act.
Yeah. Or she kills herself.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
No, look, look, I don't do that. This is, it's such, you've brought shame to our name, Michelle, firstly.
To our name. Oh, sorry. I
Michelle.
thought you meant me, Sammy, and Sammy.
No,
Yeah,
no.
no.
Michelle.
Me, Sammy, and Sammy. I don't know what I meant there. How many Sammys
He's
are
in the
there?
third chair.
That's Kirsty Weaver.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of like psycho behavior.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. And it's like,
Yeah.
I would confess because I would be eating me up inside to watch them go through that. But if it's not eating you up inside, Michelle, then I think that there's something quite fundamentally wrong with you.
Yeah.
What if Michelle is having a moment of genuine regret and through that process there's guilt, there's redemption, she's going to grow as a person? How can we formulate a solution to this where there are no losers and everyone, for example, Michelle invents another friend to whom the necklace belongs, realizes that she'd got drunk 2 days earlier and the friend had wanted her to look after her necklace while she went for a swim, so Michelle tucked it into her bra.
Yes.
And then
Very nice.
leant over in the toilet because she was doing something and it fell out of her cleavage. And then it was so sort of a distant memory from 48 hours ago because, not great memory at all.
Sure.
And
she can say that.
she can tell it. She's, I blanked out, but I am so mortified.
Yeah.
My friend Rebecca has just reminded me that I have her necklace and oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I'm the cause, but I'm not to blame.
That's
You
Mind is
retire
blown.
now.
Yeah.
There's no point
Yeah.
in
What do you
reckon?
continuing
Is
with
that
you.
all right?
That's a perfect.
Is that all right?
That's
I think that's really
exactly
good.
that is exactly
that-
what
That's
she
exactly
should
what you do.
Yeah.
This is huge, Sammy J.
This is the day comedy died because
Is that-
I've got nothing
Are
funny
we not here
to
to
say.
solve problems?
No, you
No.
absolutely.
No.
I think that's
Usually
the
I'm
perfect
just
way
here to
forward.
criticize people.
Oh my
I
God.
usually just criticize them and get a bit horny with the sexy ones.
Well, I mean, we can do all these things.
we can do
There's
all that
3
stuff.
more
Yeah.
confessions
We
to
still
come.
have time. Yeah,
That
absolutely.
was brilliant.
What
That
do we
was
do
brilliant.
though, Mish? Now, do we like for example, is this real world now? Do we go on Reddit afterwards and actually tell them what we said?
No, we just sit back and watch the
Just
money
watch
fly in.
Dumpster fire.
The dumpster fire that is their lives.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the next confession because
Okay.
Sammy Jack completely solved that
I
one.
feel like I was too helpful.
We move on to Gareth. Gareth confesses, I love practical jokes. Our friendship group do
God.
things to each other all the time. Now, I can't imagine, Mish, that you're a big practical joke sort of
I'm not
person.
at all. I really don't like them.
Yeah.
There's
Always funny.
I can't stand.
Yeah.
I think that people who like when you walk around the corner and they go boo. I
Can't stand that.
Can't stand. There's not one person in my life that I love above an 8 that would ever do that to me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Do
You've
you know
got a
what I
ranking
mean?
system.
I have
for
a
the
ranking
people.
system for love.
Yeah.
And I think that I think practical jokes are just a real shitty thing.
Yeah.
I love surprises.
Sure.
But to me, the difference between a surprise and say like a practical joke is that the outcome is very positive and I have a nice gift
Yeah. You're never scared.
at the end of it. I'm not
surprise.
scared or angry.
What about if there's an audience for the practical joke and it's entertaining and it makes you laugh? Doesn't it then become an enjoyable prank?
And I'd love an example prank.
Okay, I'm so glad you asked. Imagine if it was 1998.
Okay. Spice Girls.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been playing at my birthday party.
Yeah, okay.
When this is a confessions podcast, right?
Yeah.
We are also allowed to confess.
Correct.
Please.
Correct.
Now, I didn't come up with this. I read it in a book of practical jokes.
Hilarious.
Just
Paul
wanna make
Jennings,
that clear.
probably.
Yeah, probably
a bit of PJ going on. And I, before my friends arrived for a sleepover, this is our little tight-knit group of boys and girls in year 9.
Fuck yeah.
Hot and steamy times. And I filmed on a little VHS camcorder my blank empty toilet from up on a ladder.
Yeah.
Okay. Just filmed it for like 2 minutes, just empty. Waited till like 10 o'clock at night. We'd all had our cheesels and Fanta and beautiful.
Just orange things.
Just orange, only orange. And Deanne, my lovely friend, went to the toilet. And when she comes back, all of us are gathered around the television on my instruction, laughing hysterically, watching the empty toilet on a loop so that Deanne thinks we've all just been watching her on the toilet like a secret camera had been installed.
This is incredible.
That's
stuff.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty fucking great.
That's funny.
Like it's
That's
pretty
right.
funny.
That's funny.
It's very cruel,
Yeah.
and I would not do it again.
No.
And I felt bad, but gosh, it was thrilling.
Gosh, it was
because
fun.
there were no victims. Yes, Deanne was a victim, but not in the way she thought she was.
Yes.
No one saw her
one
on the
saw her.
toilet.
Now, what was Deanne's reaction?
But that's a cycle.
happy.
That's a psychological mind game. What you've done
Yeah.
to Deanne, you see.
Yeah, she was not happy. In fact, how unhappy she was.
Yeah.
I feel betrayed the notion that some shit went down. In,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Somehow shit like
We'll
that.
never know.
Some else shit like that. Every once in a while, something funny is presented to you
Wow.
that is so funny that you physically cannot laugh. This is one of those.
Wow, that's funny.
That's my career in a nutshell.
As you
I
were telling that
recognise
story,
the
I was
humour.
like, this is genius. I didn't know where it was going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
did not know where that was going. And then when you hit that punchline, I went, that's the most fucked up
Well, yeah.
thing to happen to that poor 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, to be fair, I told it like
But
a
my
psychopath.
God, that's funny.
That's funny.
But it was a fucking fantastic prank, and I
Yeah.
stand by it to this day.
Did you ever do it again?
Nah, because like it had ramifications that
Yeah,
went far
sure.
and wide.
Yeah,
Camcorder was confiscated for one.
Sure.
Toilet was
But worth it.
demolished.
When I was, I would have been 14. A friend of mine was dating a boy. So we were in year 8, 9.
And you drop your
No,
necklace
yeah,
in the toilet.
No. But a friend of mine was dating a boy in year 9, one of those cool skater, like station boys.
Yeah, yeah.
What they used to give each other piercings with a badge. Like that's my memory of them. And
Yeah.
they kind of had good Charlotte hair.
Oh, great. Great Charlotte.
On a couple of occasions, they would go, is it called nick knocking? Where you would go,
Oh, yeah, nick knock.
on,
Yeah,
Run
Yeah.
away.
They would do that, but they would light bags of like
Dog shit.
on fire. That's a good prank.
That's a hilarious prank.
And I remember,
Less complicated.
I remember really clearly at 14 years old watching them do this, and I was like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Everything about this is the lowest form of humor.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gross. Your nipples are bleeding from badge piercings. No shit. They had little blood spots on their shirts because they just pierced their nipples with a badge.
Yep.
And I was like, none of you want to give me kisses. You're all just here for my hot friends.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just watching you light dog shit on fire. And then when you run away, because I'm a little fatty, I'm the last one to get around the corner. So
Getting caught.
everyone thinks it's me. I never got caught, but for sure when people open the doors and they look around, they see my little fat ass waddle around a corner in Ivanhoe. They're like, oh, that little fat kid from Ivanhoe did it.
She does
And
it
I
every
never
day.
did it. I never lit the
You
shit
never
on
did it.
fire.
Oh, flaming fecal
laughing.
Mish, as they
Yeah,
called you.
yeah. And it was never me. Anyway, practical jokes
Practical
aren't
jokes.
funny.
Our friendship group do things to each other all the time. That's what it says. Don't blame me for that. I have this friend, Joe, who recently asked the girl of his dreams out on a date. They were meant to be, in a way.
In a way.
Like they were meant to be.
Yeah,
in
or
a way.
something else shit like that.
Some else shit like that. I knew that he had fancied her for a very long time. Who could blame her? She's absolutely knockout.
Okay.
Who could blame her? Not me. Not I.
No blame.
No blame. The week before, he had played the funniest joke on me where he slashed one of my tires. It's hilarious, practically.
That's a $480
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah. But
for like
funny.
on the cheap end, tires are so expensive.
But Mish, can I ask you this? It's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, that's funny. It is funny, though.
Funny. It was annoying but hysterical because he knew I was in a rush that day.
Like,
Hysterical.
it shouldn't.
Hysterical.
Extra cruelty shouldn't make it extra funny.
No,
but it
he was in a
does.
rush. Yeah.
That's fucked.
Now, when it comes to dating, practical jokes are off limits. But we've been doing it for a long time that I believe you need to add a little bit of surprise. And what better way to do it, actually, when he's least expecting it? So I did. I dressed up a mannequin with all this kinky shit and I got heaps of lube, way too much for anyone, and all these bits and pieces you'd find at your local sex shop. I went to town and I put them in all the entrance to his place. So when he got home and if she was there, she would see it and go, "Did you plan this for me?" Or something.
What, a mannequin coated in lube?
I think a mannequin with stuff on it, like, maybe a mask or something. I don't know.
Really, sort of just sexed up.
Just
mannequin.
sexed up
Yeah.
mannequin. Yeah. I thought it would be hilarious, but it really wasn't. Apparently she came and left right away when she saw all this stuff. Gimp masks and chains, and suspects it's someone else in the group and hasn't spoken to them for ages.
I like this.
I like it. We all play practical jokes on each other after on one another, you see. I don't know. I've been very silent and she doesn't believe him at all. Don't know what to do, but it's eating me up.
No, this one's funny.
You think that one's funny?
Yeah.
Good. The only logic flaw I have in the expectation that she would assume it was all for her like that was just the only most likely response.
Yeah,
other than
yeah.
the myriad other options available
Yeah,
to her, like leaving, for example.
Yeah.
I think if you're a big practical jokester and your friend knows that,
Yeah.
surely you can just be like, oh, the mannequin
the
coated
boys.
in lube and
Yeah.
butt
Yeah.
plugs, that was me. And she'll probably, but also like your friend is dating someone who slashed your tires. Like,
Yeah, be wary.
yeah, like I wouldn't be like, I think you can leave this one, wait 2 days and then tell her, just let
Yeah,
her stew
sure.
a little bit
Give it
because
time.
she is dating somebody. You like, I'm guessing that Joe, is that the guy's name?
Yeah.
That Joe didn't slash her tires and then pay for them.
Yeah.
He would have been like, that's very funny. Now off you trot to bloody, where do they sell tires?
What, Dunlop?
Dunlop, Bow Repair.
Bow repair.
Yeah.
Great. They're sponsored on the podcast now.
I think there's a real lack of like nuance and subtlety in the delivery. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's slashing tires and massive. Like for me, it's the psychological
Yeah.
trend to do it. So one dildo on a bookshelf, a little bit out of sight, wait for it to be discovered.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
fantastic.
That's so much better.
Just seed it in slowly.
Yeah,
Not
see,
mannequin covered
this
in
is
lube.
why you were doing those TV shows back when you were 21. That's the stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's not as funny to open, and because like I would assume it's a joke. If I went over to, I've never been to your house. Let's
You're
just say that
welcome
inevitably after this I go over for a cup of
Correct.
tea, right?
Yeah, lovely.
And I open, and there's a mannequin coated
Yeah.
in like ball gags and cock rings and like big old 11-inch dongs. I'd assume it was a joke. I'd be like, oh, that's very funny that you have this in your house.
And that's what I would want you to assume.
yeah. But
Yes.
then if I went to your larder,
Why are you going into his larder? You've been invited to into his
No one gets to go into my larder.
Very private
not
place.
hypothetically.
okay,
vicar.
Okay.
let's say I go into your pool room.
Yeah, correct.
And in the pool room, on the top shelf, second to the right, there is a jock strap
Yep.
and a gimp mask. I would assume, I wouldn't say a word.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
You'd leave
say
it.
anything. I'd be
No.
like, I'm going to
Wow.
leave that. But
Old
I
man
now
Jay's got a
know
little
that
bit of- yeah.
old man Jay
Yeah.
got a little kink in him.
Yep.
And that's great.
And how much of a better practical joke for whoever placed that there.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's the good shit.
Yeah, that's the good shit.
Because no one's ever going to know, except that maybe I might then say, who would I go?
You go and tell.
Michelle Brazier. I would
Oh,
be like,
right.
do you know Sammy? Do you know Michelle Brazier?
I do. Yeah.
I'd be like,
Like
do you know
closely,
Sam-
but I love her dearly.
Yeah, she's a very, very dear friend of
Yeah.
mine. Friend of the pod, even.
Friend of the pod.
Yeah.
I'd say I'd go as
No
far
friend
as
of
say
mine
that.
is not friend of the pod.
She's not a friend of mine, but she's a friend of the pod.
I would probably call her
Yeah, and say-
and just be like, hey, I just went to Sammy J's for a cup of tea. Firstly, so weird we just met, but it was very nice.
Yeah.
He
Went into
seems
his
like
larder?
a lovely guy.
Yeah.
Went to his larder and then he's like, get the fuck out. And I went, oh, I'll go to the pool room instead. And there was we would both be like, oh, but it would never get back to you.
Yeah.
And this small circle of people in comedy would be like, I think Sammy J's like,
Massively. Oh, and you always wonder what people are saying. But the thing is, by that time, of course, Michelle Brazier would have already seen the footage of you pissing in my toilet. So
yeah.
you would have had no leg
got
to
your
stand
beauty.
on, Mish.
Got you an absolute
Damn it.
beauty.
Absolute.
Yeah.
Roped right in.
Yeah. And before you know it, everyone in comedy is talking about both of us.
Both
but
those.
none of us ever find out.
We never know.
So do you think our friend just needs to leave it and just go?
I'll confess this
practical
one. That's
joke.
not going to do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
just leave it.
This one's
Whatever.
easy.
prank gone wrong is
Prank gone wrong.
easy to
Yeah.
smooth over.
Prank gone right in your case.
Baby.
Hilarious. Confession 3 comes from Maggie. Maggie confesses.
Is this the sexy one?
I actually don't know right now, but I think it might be.
Because that last one got pretty sexy.
The last
I'm
one got
curious
very
about the
sexy.
Trajectory.
Oops, I did it again. In no uncertain terms.
Is
That wasn't
Yeah,
the
I
lyric.
need to, because when I listen, and I do listen, and,
Yeah.
I still sometimes really have to check whether you're doing a little Sammy P.
Oh, so
or
I
whether
thought
it's
that was
good,
like
yeah.
the lyrics that, oops, I did it again in no uncertain terms.
confused the message relationship.
It's quite good, actually. You're Weird Alling it, and I love it.
Just rolling with
Just
it.
rolling with it.
What I've done is I've taken an existing guys, little comedy lesson. You take a song that someone else has written, and what you do is, because there's the music, but there's lyrics as well. There's the two different elements to it. So what you do is leave the music. Don't touch the music, Mish. Go
fine,
over
isn't
to the other bit. Go the bit above the music.
Yeah.
There's like little wordies. Now that's the lyrics.
The wordies are the
You
lyrics.
following?
Oh, okay. Wordies?
Change them. Change the wordies.
Lightly or all?
No. Just slightly. Leave the wordies that people know and love. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
But change some of the other ones around it, and watch the checks roll in.
This is absolutely the most valuable information I've
It's
ever
incredible.
gotten.
Pleasure. It's incredible.
Pleasure, Trevor.
Absolute pleasure. I kissed my father-in-law.
Oh wow. Okay. Yep.
That was so. It's
All right, so
straight
it is
in
the
there.
second.
Can you go from the top? I need to.
Okay.
The lead up again.
Oops, I did it again in no uncertain
Uncertain
terms. I kissed my father-in-law.
You did it again.
Again, yeah.
Again.
It's happened twice now. Twice too many.
Hang on.
Father-in-law.
Whoa.
Father-in-law.
Do you know who wrote this yet?
So this is your
This is
partner's
Maggie.
Maggie. So
Maggie,
we
yeah.
assume it's sort of a female.
Yeah.
your
I think,
partner's
maybe.
dad.
Partner's dad.
Your partner's,
Yep.
well, yeah.
Your father-in-law, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm not going to get the big sympathy card here, but I don't want it anyway.
Oh.
For crying out loud, do I even want to play sympathy card? I know I looked at you like that, so I was very accusatory. I do a little head turn up, a bit angry. I think everybody should get a few cards in life and be allowed to play them only a handful of times.
Oh.
Have I played my hand too much? Maybe I have.
Shut the fuck. What about kissing?
Too many rhetorical
All hands are not created equal.
That's right, yeah. And way too many rhetorical questions that she's answering. She loves answering
God.
rhetorical questions. Maybe I
Like,
have.
honestly, you've said one small sentence.
Yep.
4 words. Not, well, sort of.
Yep.
I kissed my father-in-law. I don't give a shit what else
About
you
the
have to
rest.
say
Yeah.
until you talk to me directly about that. I
wanna
don't
hear
care
all
if,
about
like,
that.
I don't need to play the sympathy card.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't want your shit. Shut
Need
up.
details, need like ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a lot of information. I know you don't need a lot of excuses in this story. You can probably just tell from looking at me. I don't know.
What's she look like?
There was no photo or date. I don't know.
Is she implying that she's irresistible?
I think she's irresistible.
she
yeah.
big
she thinks
hottie.
that big hottie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Self-appointed.
nice. What's her name?
Her name is Maggie.
Maggie the
Maggie,
hottie.
Have I? Okay.
Also, a dog name.
Really, Sammy and Maggie.
Yeah.
My first dog was Maggie, and Maggie was at the Year 9 party where we filmed the toilet.
There you go.
Really, this is hilarious. This is all come full circle.
My second dog, Sammy.
Really,
True story, yeah. No.
No, I
Sam.
don't trust. Oh, yes.
But like Sammy.
Sammy. You can
My
tell.
boyfriend when I was 16. Sammy.
there you go.
Really, you got
Yeah.
a thing for Sammys.
Sure.
Come to the right room.
Sure.
I'm very happy in here.
You can probably tell just from looking at me that I'm pretty well together, a put together sort of person.
Stop referring to your image if you forgot to include an attachment, Maggie.
I'm married for crying out loud, and there's like 6 exclamation marks.
Only well put together people get married.
That's right. Yeah.
Facts.
Or right on Reddit.
yeah,
Fact.
fact.
A married woman who has everything worked out, so it would seem. A lot of people would just assume that. But I do have but I do not have my shit sorted, so to speak.
So to speak.
Yeah. Shit and all that. I don't have anything sorted at all. Who, for crying out loud, kisses their father-in-law? I've dreamt of more. I've even dreamt of his penis.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, this is getting hot.
Yeah. And I've dreamt of his smile. I think you'd say smile
Yeah,
first.
smile. Yeah, build up.
Build up to the penis. It was harmless, really. One night of a barbecue, I gave him a kiss on the cheek, a drunken kiss.
A drunken kiss cheek. Yuck.
And yeah, gross.
Those
It's
are never
sloppy.
nice.
And then that moved ever so slowly to his lips
At a barbecue.
at a barbecue.
Like, are we,
It mustn't have been in front of us.
yeah, we imagining around the corner.
Around
like
the corner,
near
I think.
The pool.
Yeah, maybe he's by himself, flipping some sausages.
I'm imagining a drunk kiss on the cheek that leads to the lips is just like a schmear.
Yeah, just heaps of saliva going around to the mouth.
That really stringy, kind of like
Yeah.
slightly white
nice.
saliva.
I like the French mime sort of one, which is just, you know, you know, when
That sort of stuff.
when lack
yeah.
of consent was just part of buskers' routines back in the 90s.
Yeah.
It lingered for a moment, not a moment more, and that was it. The next time was a little more sinister. I pulled him back as the rest of the group walked off, and I gave him a passionate kiss. I don't know what it was about him.
Sorry. Passionate kiss or a and
kiss.
a kiss?
A passionate kiss.
Okay.
A passionate.
Okay.
Pash and a kiss.
It's important.
Pash. And a kiss.
a little pick. I don't know what it was about. He's a little sexy. I'll give him that. But I really don't know if I should be bringing it up to my husband or if I should just stop doing it and forget about it.
Yeah, option B, Maggie.
Stop doing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah,
stop doing it.
Stop
It doesn't,
doing
I thought you were going to be like, I kissed my father-in-law. That's a good Sammy P.
Do it
Whoa.
one more time. Do it one more time. Don't do it with facial palsy. Don't do the full impression. You can just do the voice.
I would never. This is Maggie. From
This is Maggie from Reddit.
Yeah.
.com. I always say .com.
Yeah, wait.
All right. Sorry, mate. She's
Wow.
now. Jesus Christ.
God.
Here comes my Sammy impression.
Yeah.
Confession 3 is...
It's really good. It's really good. I'd like to hear the full thing.
Okay.
Oh, this is so intimidating. Confession 3.
Free? I can't talk. That's actually true. I can't talk.
No, let me do this. Confession 3 comes from Maggie. Reddit.com.
I really like this.
I don't really want to hear about your shit, but I kissed my father-in-law.
This is amazing. That's perfect. That's a perfect
Thank you
impression.
so much.
Can you do impressions at all?
Yeah, I'm going to do Mish doing you.
Great.
Okay. Maggie from Reddit. I shouldn't be telling you this. Maggie's my father-in-law. Sammy
is
J
really
doing
good.
Mish, doing
That's
CP,
really
doing Maggie, who's doing her father-in-law.
For goodness sake.
Wow.
What do you think? What do you think Maggie can do in a situation?
sorry.
It's great. I love it.
No, this is a good content.
It's great content.
Well, this for me.
It's great
I'm really
content.
enjoying myself.
I'm having a good time too. I like to check that guests having a good time on the podcast while we're doing it. Good. Sammy J,
I'm
you having a good time?
enjoying myself a lot.
I'm enjoying myself a lot. Now, what do you do in a situation like this? It's obviously the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
What do you do? Mish Wittrup, what would you do in a situation like this?
Stop kissing your father. What I was going to say
Give
was,
in.
I feel like if the confession was I can't stop kissing my father-in-law because I'm in love with him. Firstly, that would have made for a hotter story. This was like, I'm kissing my father-in-law. I don't really passion to kiss.
Yeah.
Drag in the face, lots
Yeah.
of spitties.
Yeah.
I'm a mime. Love Maggie. And I just
Love Maggie. Love always.
love always. And I just stop kissing your father-in-law if
Yeah.
you're not into it.
Yeah, if you don't really want to do it.
Even if you are into it, though, I reckon you should stop kissing your father.
Yeah.
No, if you're into it, that's hot.
Because we don't know if the father-in-law's married as well. We don't know that.
No, we don't know that.
We don't know that.
We don't know his moral
We
culpability.
don't know anything about this.
But just don't kiss your partner's dad.
Yeah. It's a bit gross.
No,
You're like,
yeah.
I mean, if listeners take nothing else from the 292 episodes of Confessions, that's a lesson I think we can all.
Don't kiss your partner's dad.
Don't do that. Sammy, what would you do in a situation like just stop? Would you tell
So
the partner?
I'm having to embody, first of all, the position of me kissing my partner. Okay. Yeah, I'd stop. Easy,
Yeah.
easy to say.
Yeah.
Harder in practice, evidently, according to Maggie. Stop. Probably confess.
Yeah.
Unless you think you've done enough internal work that you can sort of skate through and emerge better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, do you blow up the relationship or do you just, I don't know.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I'm not Maggie, which I'm really happy about right now.
Yeah, you should feel
I'm
good about
so
that.
glad I'm not Maggie.
something
That's,
we can all
that's
enjoy.
actually such a good point. These confessions, like, if you cheat, should you tell? It's like, I think you should, like,
Yeah.
clear your conscience, and that's a bit gross.
Yeah.
But also, I'm just so glad I'm not you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
this podcast is for people to feel better about themselves.
Yeah, I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
Especially about my impression of you. That
It was really good.
That was
Let's
A
just say
grade.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Sammy.
It was really, you know, because impressions are coming at you and you're like, well, this will be funny bad or funny great.
Yep.
There was a dead set accuracy to the clipped intonation, which I had much respect
Thank
for.
you. I'm not good at impressions. I'm really not. Like accents, any form of impression.
Yep.
I do a podcast called Mission Zach's Like Samarama. Thank you very much, with Zach Ruane. And Zach Ruane does voices so well. And when he gets going on one in the pod,
Yeah.
I always try and keep up and just
hard.
embarrass myself.
Yeah,
While
yeah,
he's
yeah.
killing the game. I'm just this little loser just trying to run away from a fucking burning bag of dog shit.
It's hard when you've got the Auntie Donna boys on the podcast and they go into a huge character thing and it's really silly. And then I sometimes come in with, yeah. Listen to any of the Auntie Donna podcasts where there's more than one on.
It's very,
They're
very
going,
difficult to keep up.
Yeah. That's not my style. I can't do your characters. I can do impressions.
No, don't ask him for them. It's going to eat him up. No, we don't want to hear your impressions. You know what?
that's
If you're a good boy, how about this? Siri, set a timer for 6 minutes.
Wow.
It is started. And if you're a good little boy, Sammy, you're going to get to do 2 impressions.
Is this judged by you?
This is good.
This is judged by you if I'm a good boy or not. Yep. Yep.
Well,
Okay.
Mish and I will have a private
Yeah, we'll have a
meeting.
little chat.
Yeah,
a
you may
little
or may
chat.
not be allowed to listen
Yeah.
in.
We'll see. We'll see how I feel.
Maybe he'll have to leave the actual room.
Wow. This is good.
You and me and the
This is
listeners.
good.
Yeah,
This is good.
all right. This is going to be good.
Okay, in 5 minutes and 40
Sorry,
seconds.
listener. Confession 4 comes from Andrew. Andrew confesses, shit myself in someone else's pot plant. I'm going to have to say that again. I really stumbled over that.
God,
If you were going to try and edit that out, Sam,
Yeah,
you can't
I'm not
because I've got
going
a
to.
timer going.
Yeah, I'm not going
So
to.
the listeners will know.
They're
you
doing
gonna
real
edit
time.
that? Were you gonna
No, I'm not
edit
going to edit that. No.
Yeah, cool.
Shit myself in someone else's pot plant. Just going to say it again. That's fine. It's a hard thing to do. I'd eaten a lot of crab that day. A lot. I don't know why. A lot of crab. A lot.
Oh, my.
Eating a lot of crap.
I ate a lot of crab. I can't stop eating crab.
Oh, no.
Stop it.
And I was out with some
They
friends.
can't. That's the problem.
I can't stop eating crab. Physically cannot stop. When I saw Ruby. Ruby
dog-
was
another
looking
dog
amazing.
name.
Another dog name. Ruby was looking amazing, as always. It didn't take much for Ruby to look mint.
Mint.
Mint. I told her a handful of times how I felt about her, but nothing eventuated.
You're mint.
You're mint. All right, bye. She was always with her boyfriend after all.
Oh.
This night was different. After she finished drinking, she asked if I'd be sticking around. I told her I would be. I didn't plan to, but for her, I thought there would be no way I wouldn't.
I thought there would be no way I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's well written.
Nice.
We started chatting late into the night, and then at one moment, I leant in for a kiss.
Kisses.
She asked if I wanted to come back to her place, and then the crabs mixed with lots of beverages.
Oh my God, stop talking about crab poo.
Isn't that awful thing? And you just like the smell, it's so visceral what you're talking about here.
The idea of eating one crab is horrific anyway, let alone
when you
like
can't
too
stop
much.
eating them. I started to feel really sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not kidding, really sick. He wasn't joking about that.
I just remembered how this story started. And now I know where it's going.
Yeah.
Good narrative
Good
arc.
narrative.
Yeah.
I felt like it was all going to come up, but I wasn't going to miss a night with Ruby.
It's going to come out your butt into a pot plant.
That's right.
Yeah.
As we settled in at her place, she said she would go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
She was in there for a little bit, and that's when I knew I was going to shit myself.
Yeah.
You always know. I squatted over the pot plant in the room, the only receptacle around.
in the
And that
room?
was it. I don't know if it's in her room or in the living room.
But
We
in a
don't know.
house plant.
House plant. Yeah. I squatted over the pot plant in the room, the only receptacle around, and that was it. When she came back in, I had tied it up, and the next morning when I was leaving, I didn't know what to do. I desperately wanted to tell her what I did in that pot plant because of all the crab. I don't know why all the crab's necessary,
Oh my God.
but I don't know if she'll forgive me. Maybe she'll just think it was one of her housemates. Don't know what to do. Would really love to see Ruby again, but she's not replying to my texts. Now,
Okay.
this is hard. This is difficult.
Do you mind? May I jump in?
You upset, Sammy?
No, I'm just thinking about the crab.
Thinking about all that
The crab is more repulsive than
that's
the
the thing.
feces in the pot plant.
Honestly,
All that crab.
I can talk for a really things that don't bother me. Here's a list: vomit,
Yep.
blood,
Yep.
piss.
Yep.
They don't bother me at all.
Yep.
Bugs, insects, heights. I can talk about that shit on a cliff.
We always talking on clip.
Why do we need to?
hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't talk or think about poop.
Yeah.
I think that poo is really gross.
Wow.
The only poo I can handle is mine and
Yep.
my dog Stanley's.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
The idea of crabby poo, poo that came about because you ate too much crab
Couldn't stop eating.
is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Honestly, I'm not
Yeah.
ever going to lose that now. I know that, and I'm not
sorry.
kidding. Like, I will go home and tell my partner about this,
Yeah.
and then in a week's time, it'll come to me at work or something like that, and
Yeah.
I'll just start like banging my head against a countertop. I can't. That is fucked up.
Yeah.
So I would like to respectfully take a big step back out of talking about this fucking confession. Thank you.
Are you going to leave or stay?
No, I'll stay.
Because I want to keep
Be on her
talking
phone
about
for a bit.
poo in quite a lot of detail.
Yeah. Mish, if you want to set this one out
No,
for a
I'll
bit.
stay. Watch me just glaze over.
This is good glazing. Sammy J, what would you do in a situation like this?
I wouldn't eat too much crab and I wouldn't shit in a pot plant. And I am so, like, if it was just the poo in the pot plant, I'd forgive. It's embarrassing.
Sure.
The crab is unforgivable. I stand with Mish.
Yeah.
Eat your own shit and die.
Wow, this is huge.
No, and that's an instruction.
That's an instruction. Because you're not going to leave it. Do you just leave it with the housemates now, though? Do you let her imagine and never
didn't-
see Ruby again?
I might have
Ruby
missed
deserves
it
better.
because I was already so disturbed by the crab poo. Why didn't he use the toilet?
I think
she was in it.
Why didn't he go outside?
Yeah.
Don't know. Probably didn't know how.
Why didn't he hold it? I've needed to shit before on a fucking
Not
road
bragging.
in the middle of on a road in the middle of nowhere, knowing
Yeah.
that I can't shit for another 15 minutes and I make it work.
Yeah.
You need to readjust to make it work.
And when I say make it work, just to be very clear, I don't shit my car.
No, you hold
I hold
in.
it until I get to the BP.
like an adult.
Like a fucking adult.
Yeah.
That's a silent timer, Sammy P. We
Yeah.
just hit 6 minutes.
Do you want me to head out for a bit?
Get out of
Out
here.
pop.
What are we doing again?
We need to discuss whether or not Sammy P has
see
been a
myself
good
out.
boy
Okay.
to the extent that we believe the listeners deserve to hear his
loud for me to come
two impressions. Yeah, we know how to open a door, mate. We know how to open
We're
a
all
door.
good, mate.
Okay.
We've done this before.
Oh, thank God. Have you found this really difficult as well?
So this is like my 8th time
yeah,
here.
yeah. How do you? Is he paying you or is what's
No, not at all. Like he doesn't pay me. I'm
Is it
in
ex-
love with him.
Okay. So it's not exposure. I'm here for the exposure. I thought maybe there's like
that's
a
actually
younger
what it-
generation who listen who might want to come to my comedy festival show. But you're like, there's love there.
There's actual huge amounts of love.
Does your graphic designing partner know about the love?
Yes.
And cool with that?
I don't actually have a partner. The whole thing for 3 years is he's a hired man.
Yeah.
That Sammy's met a bunch of times, but I'm just trying to make him jealous.
Okay, well, I think it's working.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I think he wants to really impress you with his impressions.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Do you know what they are?
No. Although I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember who they are, but I feel like he's done them for me before.
Which are like the classics would be a Scottish accent.
Yeah.
And maybe like a British, like a Hugh Grant type.
I feel like it's an actor.
Yeah, okay. It's a
feel like-
specific person.
From memory, it's like the host of something.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's worth it.
I'm gonna go. He's gonna do Billy Connolly.
Yep, okay, yep,
And you
yep.
pick one as well. So.
Charlie Pickering.
Okay. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, I'll open the door.
Okay. I'll just sit here looking really pretty.
Come on in.
Thank you. Okay, I feel nervous. About the whole thing.
You should feel nervous.
Yeah. Beck Petratus just walked by and said, "Why are you out of the podcast room?" So they kicked me out.
Yep. No,
all I
we'll
can
let you
say.
back in.
That's
We
great.
decided you've been a really good boy.
Wow.
It's been
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also you look really
I don't
nice
mind.
today.
Thank you.
Always
Did you actually
look
say
nice.
that?
No. Well,
No.
we didn't. But we
No.
felt it. Like there was no. It's genuine.
Yeah, it's a genuine.
I'll leave
But
for 2
we-
seconds. I've missed the headphones.
We
I don't
did.
know
We
what
did. We did
headphones
each basically guess who you were going to impersonate of your 2 impressions.
Oh, great.
So we've
Okay.
now take it away, Sammy P. and
Would you
we'll
like me to do them and you can guess who they are?
Oh, let's try that.
That's a good
yeah,
one.
That's good.
That could be fun.
He's good.
Yeah.
We needed him. He should have been here back when we kicked him out.
Yeah, true.
All right, this is the first one.
Okay. Please.
Yeah. That's the one I've heard before.
Bob Hawke.
Hugh Grant.
Oh!
You did say that, didn't you?
You said Hugh Grant?
No, wait, did you?
I think I did.
Okay,
You
yes.
said Hugh
I
Grant?
said like a British actor like Hugh
Oh,
Grant.
there you go.
Okay.
Well, you nailed that.
No, but it wasn't
I've
my
heard
official.
that one before.
You've heard
and
that one
I've
before.
forgotten That one. Yes.
Is this one?
Charlie Pickering.
Charlie, are you Charlie Pickering?
That was Elmo.
Do it again so I can enjoy it.
That's a really good album.
Thank you.
I, for some reason, thought that you did the impression of a host of some kind. And I couldn't remember who it is. And then when asked,
Like you doing the
panicked.
impression of me.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why we thought Charlie Pickering.
I thought it
one
was
of-
Charlie Pickering.
Charlie Pickering. I can't do a Charlie Pickering. I can hardly do an Elmo or Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Now, thank you for letting me do that. That's actually really kind of both of you to let me do that.
Can we each have a go at Elmo because it looked so
I think it'd be fun. I
Okay.
think it'd be fun.
You go.
Should we do it together? Is it more safety or not?
Yeah, it's for
Okay,
safety
you
reasons
ready?
because
For
the thing
safety
is, I know
reasons.
I'm going to be bad at this.
I don't think so.
I'm going to commit though.
previously-
There's no shame here.
Oh, I'm going to commit.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a professional.
Sorry, I didn't
But
mean
15
to
minutes
question
ago,
you.
I did say I'm really bad at impressions.
Here we are.
And I have a feeling you're going to be like 3, 2, 1, and you're going to let me go by myself. aren't you?
That would be a mad prank.
You're a prankster.
That's a practical
that's
joke.
not
and I don't
subtle,
like practical
No, I
jokes.
promise
that,
I will
don't do
commit.
that,
And I
don't do
actually, one thing about me is I commit and I keep my promises.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready? We're both going to go hard.
I'll go hard.
Like, not like stupid hard, just trying to do
I'm
as
gonna
good as
try
that.
and do
yeah,
that.
You're
exactly.
going to try and do that. Do you want me to do it again for... Oh, you just want
Yes,
to go
one
for
more
it?
time.
reference,
Go.
go.
Arms included, by the way.
Yeah.
For the people just listening
Yeah.
to this, it's going to be great.
Because he's got the vocal range. It's, okay.
Yeah, that's really good.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
1,
Two,
2, 3.
That was really
We're like the
good.
Aldi version of your Elmo.
I think it was really good. I
I'm
thought
the
that,
Wish Elmo.
well, it was like you doing the impression of me and then you doing the impression of Mish doing the impression of me. It was quite nice.
What I've learnt tonight,
Tonight, we are recording it at night.
what I've learnt this evening
Yep.
is that we're all very good at impressions.
That's right. Can you do any impressions that you do all the time?
No, I really don't. I used to do Bob Hawke mixed with Paul Keating mixed with John Howard.
Wow. Our current Prime Minister, John Howard.
Correct.
Thank you.
But, it was like purposely a bad impression, so I
Yeah.
don't think it counts.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, mine was not purposely a bad confession.
No, yours was
a
funny.
confession, impression, but if you feel that way, that's up to you.
If I ever fall into a deep Love Island UK hole where
Yeah.
I watch like 3 seasons of Love Island UK in a week, I start thinking in that accent and I'm very good at it.
Wow, I love that.
But
Thinking in accent's a big
yeah,
thing
no,
to
but
do.
it becomes an actual, it's fucked.
Yeah.
And I start like having conversations with my dog in that accent. It's fucked up. Anyway.
Anyway, let's get back to the pot plant shitting.
Oh, I thought we solved
Do you tell? So you don't? Do you think you need to confess or just leave her alone?
Let it go. You've
Let
lost. You've
it go.
lost
You've
Ruby
lost Ruby
forever.
forever.
I think it depends. It's a balance of probabilities as to whether they would reasonably conclude that you were the one who shat in the pot plant. Now, if you think that they would, because it doesn't look like there's like 100 suspects. I think one person gorged themselves on crab.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
If that's likely, then you have to confess. Otherwise, it's the same result. They'll all hate you, but
Yeah.
you won't be able to. No chance of redemption.
No chance of goddamn redemption.
Yeah.
At the end of that, we've had 4 beautiful confessions from 4 wonderful people. If you had to cast one of these as a major motion picture, which one springs out the most? You've got, to refresh, you've got Michelle, who's not a psycho, but put a necklace in her best friend's boyfriend's bathroom. You've got Gareth, who loved practical jokes and, played a practical joke on his friend after a date. You've got Maggie, who did it again. She kissed her father-in-law again. And you've got Andrew, who shit himself in someone else's pop lamp.
There's something like in the first episode that would make an excellent murder, she wrote, if someone died.
In the necklace.
Yeah,
In the necklace.
episode.
Okay.
And I love it because I feel like it's one that would really lead to like proper discussions afterwards about who was to blame, because maybe she was actually trying to protect her, because maybe this guy was a real dead shit. And so the necklace was a sign of love, and others would be like, no, that's a sign of a terrible friend.
A terrible friend. Yeah,
So
yeah, that's good. I
It's
like
a
that.
really good character study.
Okay.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I feel like it could be a really good Lynchian kind of
A
like,
Lynchian film.
And,
And one in it.
Oh.
me, I need the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mish is in it.
Yeah. I'll play the deadbeat.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't, honey, I didn't have a necklace.
He said he couldn't do impressions.
Hey, there you go.
Very good.
Pretty good deadbeat impression.
Fucking hell, that was such
Oh,
a...
That
I
was
love
really
you, honey.
good.
Oh, no, it wasn't me.
That was really good. It wasn't me. Bit of Shaggy as well.
And so, well, if I'm playing the person who dropped the necklace, the protagonist, if you will,
I will.
who's playing the angelic friend, Clara? Claire Danes.
Wow, beautiful Claire Danes.
Yeah, but,
Yep.
but she's wearing the Juliet costume with the wings from Romeo and Juliet,
sure.
circa
Yeah.
1997.
Yeah, that's
Can
nice.
we put
I like
Sarah
that.
Snook in there as well?
Yeah,
Yep,
sure.
she can be in it, of course.
I have a big thing for Idris Elba at the moment. If he could be in there with a little kissy scene,
That's nice. Okay, Idris is just in there for no reason. Just he's in there randomly.
I don't know.
Are you kissing?
He could be my father-in-law.
Oh, that's nice. So we'll bring them all together.
Let's combine them all.
Got a pretty good name for the
Yep.
for the movie.
Here we go.
Necklace on the floor.
Now that's good. Comedy's comedy. That was
It
another
has
moment.
been, can I just say that it has truly been a highlight of my career meeting you today for gold
Wow.
like that.
Yeah.
Necklace on the floor.
Gold necklace on the floor. Maybe. We can talk about it. We'll workshop it a bit. Talk about it. Mish
I say we
Wittrup.
lock it in.
Okay, let's lock it in. Let's lock it in. Yeah. Let's not dilly-dally. Let's lock it in. Mish Wittrup, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. How do people find you and where you're doing your shows?
Oh, yeah. Me at... Sorry.
Mish Wittrup. You Mish Wittrup on Instagram.
Instagram.
Mish Wittrup on Twitter.
I don't use Twitter much, but yeah, at Mish
you're on
Wittrup on Instagram. That's where you'll find me. And Butterfingers is second half of the comedy festival opening on April the 10th, Easter Monday.
Yeah.
Campari House 9:30.
Oh my goodness. Old Man Jay, how do people find you?
They can search for Old Man Jay at
Old
Instagram,
Man Jay.
Facebook, and Twitter. Wow. I've reserved all the domains, and
Yep.
they'll be activated shortly after this is published.
And you're starting off in Melbourne.
I'm starting in Melbourne at
Yep.
the Comedy Festival with my show, Good Hustle.
doing the whole run?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
Yeah, nice.
Getting back in the saddle.
Awesome.
Let's see if
My
Old Man
goodness.
Jay's still got the stamina. eh?
He's still got it. We know that.
Bit of
for
cloppity,
sure.
showbiz pony.
That necklace on the floor stuff.
Yeah, you've still got it. Don't
You've
worry
still
about
got it.
that.
Don't worry, I
Yeah.
just got to find a song that has the word necklace and change the lyrics.
Well, Sammy, I'm sure you'll join me on the podcast in the next few years.
It's a controlling statement, and I could do nothing but agree.
Mish Wittrup, thank you so much for joining me on the
I'll
podcast.
be here in a couple of weeks.
Sammy J, thank you so much.
I love you both.
Good night, Australia.
Bye. Ow, I just hit myself in the face.
Oh, no. Thank you.